Hey folks, this is Tolly and welcome to some more game dev. Here again with Drixy.
Yo guys!
Doing some more pixel art and a little bit of bug fixing. We did a stream earlier today for 2-ish hours. I don't feel like I got a ton done, but I figured out a bunch of bugs that I need to fix, which I'm going to continue to work on in this stream. And then Drixy, I feel like you had a good time kind of figuring out some art stuff.
Yeah, I figured out I was saving some important stuff wrong, so, troubleshooting there, and I designed a friendly little bridge. This bridge is definitely not looking creepy at all.
Which has led me to start working on something I've been meaning to do for a while, which is a way to make kind of decal tiles more easily. Essentially for us, we have props that are billboards, which I think are broken. I might need to revert some stuff, but the billboards can be... Yeah, I broke some stuff real bad. But these things here are billboards, and we have some other assets that are walls that essentially kind of sit along the edge of tiles. And then we have a concept of decals, which is something that sits like flat to the ground. And I think for the bridges, we don't want it to be baked into the floor texture, which is what Drixy was doing last time, but actually make it so that there are props that can sit above the water. That way we can see the water below them while still being able to walk across them. So I think that's my number one objective for this stream, is to try and figure out how to create that tech so that Drixy can essentially make the maps that she wants to make while not having to hack it together, ideally.
Oh, I have some weird transparency in my waterfall.
I need to figure out what's going on with the props, I guess, is my first step. Something about what I've been doing has significantly broken everything. And I don't know, like, it looks like all of my addressables got completely busted. Yeah, it's unable to find some of the props by name. So in here, these should all have addressable names. But those names don't look right. They're way too long. Interesting. Okay, so I gotta do some digging around. Meanwhile, I'm gonna switch the view back over to Drixy's point of view more so.
Oh no. It is I, the Drixy.
That doesn't mean you have to fill the air fully if you don't want to. I'm just
But
saying,
you love the sound of my voice.
No, 100%. But that's not an expectation that you need to be the talky person. I just want to have your point of view up because it's more interesting than me clicking on stuff trying to figure out why it's not working.
I mean, this is both are cool. So
they are, but this is the normal stream, is me clicking on stuff with no context. Whereas, at least today, there's something interesting to look at.
Yes, well, I can't really put both of them on the same screen, unfortunately, what I'm really doing. Because what I have is Unity up on one screen, and I'm trying to isolate what's going on. Like, this pixel right here keeps disappearing. So I'm going through my A sprite right now, which I cannot make bigger. And be like, okay, where is that pixel coming from? Because I can't really see it. So it's just like, what's that game? Spot the difference?
Yeah, I mean, have you tried... Well, I don't want to suggest. I feel like you're onto it. You know what you need to do.
Yeah, I know where it's at. It's literally in this corner right up here. But I'm not seeing a black spot happen. So, remember what I said previous stream? If you miss anything, always go back, make a big bold color.
Oh yeah, make a background.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it could be that it's a transparent texture, but Sprite uses a gray for its background color, so you may not be able to see that missing color.
Yeah. Also, I keep forgetting how to link these.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think it's easy once you remember.
I had it working earlier.
There's a, like, is it shift drag?
That's shift drag there. Link is not working. Da-da-da. Link.
Can you start by clicking on that?
I'm not going to. It's 6 frames.
Okay, you're just going to paste them out?
Yeah.
There's a way to do it. I know it's really straightforward, but I always struggle to remember too.
Not the ones I was looking for. Ah! There you are. But no black pixels.
It would be black because that would be the color of the skybox in behind in Unity. Okay, so
maybe it is. I don't. Yeah.
But you're not seeing one near the top like you were expecting?
No, there is no vacant spots. Oh, you know what it could be? It could be just parses from this that I don't like. So if I just remove this, because it doesn't grab pixel perfect, unfortunately.
It should.
It is not.
Oh, that's a different problem. What do you mean it's not pixel perfect?
My entire walls are not pixel perfect. Everything is speckled. So, for example, you see how this point is very flush?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me just... I'll have to export it. Never mind.
You're going to see some differences just because of the fact that it's making it isometric.
Yes.
But it should be the same pattern, just offset by like a step, essentially.
It's stepping a lot. Like, these are not supposed to be spiky. And my scale is at an even number. Like, these are supposed to be flat tops, and they are spiky. And, like, there's no stray pixels in my art.
Sorry, where is supposed to be flat?
Whoops. Oh. Hang on. There you are. You see how there's a single stray pixel up here?
Yeah, that is going to be because of the way that it converts it. So basically every 2 pixels, it's going to step like up basically. So every 2 pixels, it's going to go up a level.
So I just need to figure those out because they're not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, I mean, using red and then just like exporting it and then looking at it, you'll be able to better see them, I think. You could like narrow it down that way. We could also just manually move every 2 pixels up, essentially.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work.
Okay, what was
It's just me playing with it, right?
I'm trying to figure out why these addressable names are broken. I'm gonna check source tree. Yeah, the names are busted. The addresses are supposed to be just the last 3 words, but it's using the whole thing.
Oh.
I imagine that's because of the decal work I've been doing. I just don't entirely know why it did that.
No, it's still there. Slice. Oh, I didn't get rid of it. Whoops, I got distracted. I don't like that little dude. I'm gonna make it thicker.
Oh, do I need to rerun the forest? Yes, I think that's what the problem is. I need to reprocess the floor tiles, or the forest tiles. Did that fix it? For some, but not all.
There we go, that looks much better. Oh, you can see where I fixed some rocks and now they're flickering. Whoops. Little rave rocks.
There we go. Okay, I've got it. I think I've got it fixed now.
Yeah?
Nope, still busted.
Got mine working. Oh, wait.
Oh, it works if I click on them and then unclick on them.
Right hand side isn't moving now. No. Okay, I'm gonna close.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
the left side and the right side before I break that. Save that one.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You okay?
Don't save.
Don't save?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
I don't save? You don't
Okay,
save.
yeah. No, everything's working again. I've got my stuff going.
You scared me.
Okay, so now the question is, so I have this decal tile, and I want to give it a like 8 pixels height, so it should be above the water.
You're working on my bridge?
Trying to. Okay. So
Why
it's not
isn't
at the
this
right
waterfall
height, but it's
working?
close.
Okay. What did we learn earlier? This one is the R outer waterfall. R outer waterfall. It has motion. It's under idle. That's all there.
Looks like each of these is 10.
R outer waterfall. Sheet waterfall.
Half a pixel. That should be about 10 units, I think.
Why is that one called sheet and the rest of them are not? Inner, outer.
And then can I set this to be walkable?
I'm gonna try clearing this all.
Can it be both pit and walkable? Because if it's pit, it'll render the water. Or it should. Okay, that's lined up. So 5 pixels is the difference in height between the water and the floors.
Okay.
But it is not rendering the water correctly still. And that's because it's not toggling on this pattern. Now it's underneath. It's hard to tell with the purple. I need to make this a different color, but that is working now. So if I made, let's go over here, because this will be a little further to one side. Test, decal test. We'll do both of these. And then we'll make these 5 pixels up so that they'll line up with the floor once everything drops down. We can clear this one. And then I'm gonna just make this a, like...
Yeah.
Not sure which color. Maybe that.
Oh, maybe that's it? I figured it out. Drixy's so smart.
Okay. So I've saved that A-Sprite file. Now if we come into here, I need to make sure I'm opening the work in progress one. It needs to be named work in progress in order for my tools to know that it's a decal. I can do decal process.
It didn't work. I thought it would work.
Do I have to delete the final in order for it to work? Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. I need to be running it in the global section. Because this is in the global folder. Okay, there's final. Create props. Cool. That looks to be set up. So now it's a 2-button setup, but it's not too bad. How's your stuff going? You're getting it animating?
That's how I feel right now.
Is it just not working for you?
Yeah, so I've gone through everything that I've done before. I checked it. It's all in here. I got motion. I have my 4 frames. I have it idle. I have it saved as iSprite. When I export a sprite sheet, I got it packed, no constraints. That was my first error. I had it at fixed height or fixed size because I thought that was a thing. It's not a thing. So I fixed that. These are in the correct space.
Oh, your name's wrong.
Wait, my name is wrong?
Read
Where?
both file names.
66R outer waterfall. Why? Oh. I even called that out earlier. I was like, why is it sheet? Okay.
I noticed that earlier in the last stream. It just looks like there's one that's called sheet for some reason.
That would break it.
If that's not fixed, we could just...
No, I should delete this one then. This one has sheet.
Yeah, you should delete the one with dash sheet. I assume that's just a
I was very
old
confused.
file.
Yeah, I'm like, why is that one dash sheet? But it works. And then it didn't work. And everything was not happening. Slice.
Okay.
Come on, water, I believe in you.
So the water is now rendering under here, but I had to manually turn it on.
Outer.
Okay,
Inner,
cool.
outer, inner. There's the cut. The animations are here.
What's the issue now?
It's still not working. So I'm looking through everything. So I got the splice.
Yep.
The R outer waterfall, which is the one I'm working on. I believe. Oh gosh. R outer waterfall, yes. 66 R out. Oh. I got the text file, I got the A sprite file, R out, the motions
Have you stopped
here.
and rerun yet?
I did earlier, but let me try again.
But you just want to double check here to see if the animation is correct?
Yeah, and it is. It's under idle, capital.
But did you go in and see underneath the folder to see if the anim file had the sprites hooked up?
Ooh. Let me check this. I mean, walk me through on that again. I think I can do it, but I think I forgot. Oh no, it's working! Thank you! Yay! Okay, I'm sick of this now. I think I want a break. I'm gonna fix that little corner, and then I'm gonna call it. And I'm gonna start working on floors, because floors were friendly.
I was like, are you done? We just started streaming. But no.
Yeah, GG, bye! I'm gonna go get a Starbucks.
Okay, so you're gonna call it on the wall stuff, and you're gonna work on some floors.
I'm just gonna OCD style fix this crack over here because I don't like it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go back on floors. I have an idea of what I want to do, which is very exciting, but I just want to fix this.
Not entirely sure if we can have multiple types. I seem to have set it up that way, but I don't know if it actually works. But I kind of want to see if I can make this walkable pit. Because if it's a walkable pit, it should render it as water below while still being something you can walk on. And neither of those things are true. Okay. I think they're conflicting.
Alright, what do we think? You got your cliffside, and the waterfall has been polished. Woo!
I think that looks good. Again, I think once we get decals in here to have like a top there, like a bit of a roof, it'll help.
Yes. Oh, it will.
I also think having
Some greenery on here too?
yeah, I mean variety. Like instead of using one rock face, if we had a couple of different ones.
For that question, can I just take this wall face that I have and then just make layers and add it on? We can just add it as a wall tile on top of said rocks? So we have layers, or is that too much?
You could, but I do think at a base level, this is like almost too complex to be layered upon.
Okay, that's what I was worried you were gonna say.
Yeah, I don't dislike the rock, but I think that for like the edge of a cliff, it could be more varied. Yeah.
So I'll take this and I'll just add greenery for now and just have a little bit of sparseness.
I would move on for now. I would move on with the floors.
He wants me to move on.
Because I think that
Oh, no.
there's maybe a broader like concept pass of
You're right.
like reference gathering that we could do.
Okay. So now floors or big hammer?
Good question. I think
Because I can do floors. I think this one's fine. I'm going to save this one out and call it.
any interest in working on the hero refinement?
No, because I want to do the T-pose and get his outfit completely polished up first before I continue with the hero animations. I feel like that was a huge investment of time and I want to do that one properly this time.
Okay, and you don't feel like doing that on stream?
Uh,
Yeah, no is fine. There's a lot of code stuff that I don't feel like doing on stream.
like, if I get bored in the final hour, sure. But then I need to pull up Blender and get T-pose, or I just don't, and I just concept out some outfits. Like, we already know what he's going to look like, but that is definitely something I didn't set up for.
Sure. I think that then...
I should correct. I didn't set up properly. I have it open. I have Hero. We can all look at Hero. Look how great he is. But I just don't have, like, his outfit pre-planned.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think then I would maybe do the mace.
Big hammer time.
Because I don't know if we 100% know what the big hammer is going to look like, but we can at least start with something and then see where that goes.
So my idea, can I grab this? Wow.
No.
No?
No.
You don't have it? You don't want to see my idea?
Okay.
I understand.
Okay. What do you like?
I want to do big hammer like this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Simple. Sometimes there's like, they're not symmetrical. I would like to do symmetrical. I think that's the main thing I kind of want to like hammer in.
Yeah, I don't like the other aspects of like the pillar kind of form and stuff like that. I would.
I
want it
love
to me,
the handle.
So I would say that this is too ornate. Both of these are too ornate for me. I think of this as similar to the sword. It's like not rusty, but like a simple object.
Oh, okay. I will skedaddle quickly to the drawing board and see. I got old. That's like level 20 tier then, making it all pretty.
Yeah, I don't know if we really get there, because the whole idea is that the Omni weapon absorbs these things and makes them powerful regardless of their form. So the Omni weapon will, like, you'll only ever see this thing once.
That's true. Can we make the glow better when the weapon gets better, though? Like, can we have some sort of symbolism that your weapon's more powerful?
Potentially, but that's a whole other system, because we don't have weapon equipping. We only have the concept of like it being baked into the attack animation. So if you want to make the weapon look cooler as you grow through power, we're going to have to make more attack frames, which is going to get pretty expensive. Realistically, we should have some sort of way of inserting the weapon into Hero's hand regardless of which animation, but that's a much more complicated process that I don't necessarily have an answer for at this time.
And we're going to call this hammer, yeah?
Yeah, I think hammer is probably a good reference or a good kind of piece to be working towards. I think it should be good. I think hammer should be good.
Love that. Okay, not ornate. We got a rusty sword. We're going to go for a rusty hammer. I might need more space.
Yes, I would say this canvas is extremely flexible. Just remember that it is kind of sticking into the ground, so it's not up or down or straight. It's like it is a billboard. So that does mean that it will draw straight on, so whatever you draw, you will get exactly. It's not going to do any kind of weird changing of the system like it was for the walls.
Yeah.
Okay. I have found the specific tile, and it is set to both pit and walkable here. So I did manage to properly override the data. It just must mean that when we're actually in play mode, it doesn't actually use that. I'm gonna have to take a look at some of the systems, because this should be valid. I just guessing our systems for loading tiles is not actually caring for it. And then, oh, this is casting a shadow. You can just barely see it if I switch to my point of view. There's little tiny dots on the water, and those little dots are the shadow being projected by this latticed bridge. So we will need to fill in the other spots, I think, so that it's not actually transparent, even if they don't get rendered to the camera. Okay, that's neat. I like the shadow, though. Alright, so now I'm going to go take a look at the code and see what's happening when this tile loads as both a pit and as walkable. So inside the tile...
Doesn't look quite right.
Oh, it's because I'm using equals. It needs to be compare to? Is that right? Oh, this is a bitwise operator, so there is a weirdness to this that I don't remember fully. Yeah, I'm using equals all the way through, but I don't think I need to be using equals. I need to be using something else. Has flag. If it has the flag pit, then enable. This was the opposite of this, though, right? This was if it does not have the flag. If it does not have the flag pit, then disable the sprite animation so that we don't turn on the water. And then I'm also looking for wherever this is used for walkable. Might be easier to go the other way. Where is walkable being used? If equals. This is for world generation. For movement, valid tile type. This should already be doing a has flag type operation. It looks like this is another way of doing that. It's been a while since I've done bitwise operations, but I think that's how I have this set up. So that should mean that this is a walkable spot. Oh, but this is at the movement level. There might be something where I try and predict whether or not a tile is valid. No, this is checking has flag. So this should still say that it's a valid tile. This is a bad setup. If it does not have the valid flag type.
Jeez, that looks bad so
Okay.
far.
Any other spots where this is set up incorrectly? There is more. If it has the flag walkable for AI evaluation. These are all wrong. This is changing a lot of code, though. I imagine this may end up breaking a bunch of the AI. But we will only find out by changing it.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Sometimes that is the way of it.
Oh, right. Whoops.
Does not have it. Equals, 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 equals. This may not be true for jump. Jump might be able to go over pit, but that's okay for now. Okay. I think that's fixed up all of the bad bitwise operations. Let's see if we can now walk across this tile and whether or not it'll show it as water underneath. I'll need to do a bunch more testing in order to see whether or not the AI is messed up from these changes, though. Interesting. So when I try and walk, it's now activating a skill, which is super odd, because that means the character is trying... means the character's trying to walk onto that tile, but failing?
This is too big.
Doesn't happen if I try and walk over here. It's only on this tile. One of these operations is still incorrect. This all seems fine. Yep, that's a proper fix. Same thing here. This is more to do with the AI, all of this stuff too, so it can't even really affect us. It could be this one. Maybe this logic is bad. If tile type does not equal walkable, then you take your unit and place it with a direction. I'm gonna just be curious and see if we hit this breakpoint. I'm curious if that's what's happening. No, it's not hitting there. Okay, so it's not this one. Interesting. Not really sure what I'm seeing. Okay, well... Oh, where'd Unity go?
You scared Unity away?
I did. It opened Balsamic in the background, which is fine.
Balsamic is friendly.
Yeah, so we can move around normally, and these are still walls, and they still prevent our movement, but something about this, it's smart enough now that it is figuring out that it's pit and turning on the water below the ramp or the bridge that we're building, but it is still not still not an object that we can actually walk on. How goes the hammer?
Fun. Just real simple. Just a good old looking metal hammer. Look at that lad.
I don't think it's going to end up working though, sadly, but you can bring it in.
Why do you think it's not going to work?
It's a perspective problem.
It's more like laying on the ground because hammers don't really get in the dirt. I tried that first and it looked terrible. So I'm like, what if it just goes flat? Maybe like hiding in some grass.
Yeah, we could try going that way instead.
Do you want me to do a layer of leaf foliage designed to hide it?
No, we have a bunch of grass tiles we can just
That
put in.
is fair. Let me do some metal shine on it because I feel like... Oh no, you want it a little rusty. Maybe I'll make it a little dingy then.
The reason, I guess in my head I was picturing more like Mjolnir? No. Thor's hammer? I'm going to just say Thor's hammer because
I thought you said not glamorous. Thor's hammer is glamorous.
In terms of position, like sitting atop the table, like where it's just resting on the head.
Oh, like upside down?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but...
You'd rather try on the ground first?
I mean, if it's been hanging out for a while, it kind of makes more sense. If it gets dropped, it's not going to be precariously placed on its top.
You're right, and in this situation, we believe the adventurer has perished. So,
yeah,
like, they
if I'm
dropped it.
dying, I'm not going to present my hammer right side up.
No, you're right.
I could not be right.
No, you got it. Just leaving it laying on the ground is actually probably the right call. Thank you for pushing
we
back.
could definitely try.
Thank you for pushing back.
Thank you for accepting my artistic vision.
Okay, cool. I need to figure out... I'm not even sure where to begin, because there's like several layers in determining whether or not a tile is valid to move on to, and we check at a couple of different spots. So I'm not even sure exactly where we're failing. Like, I think I just need to debug it, but it's just like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm not even sure where to begin. Okay, well, what if we just get rid of the aspect of it being a pit? What if we just made these tiles just walkable? So if I come back into here and take a look at the asset, now it is just walkable. I've changed it, I just hadn't saved. So now that I've saved, I can see that tile 10.6 is now only walkable. So this means it shouldn't render the water underneath. And I can walk across it. Okay. So it's something about it being both pit and walkable that it does not like. By having it be both, it is breaking. That implies to me that it's probably this operation is not correct.
Okay, every time you say operation or operator, I keep getting that song in my head. Smooth Operator. From like the 90s? Is it 90s song?
I know what you're talking about, but I would not be able to say when or even the name of that song. But
It's called Smooth Operator.
Cool. I think this is more correct. If it does not have the valid flag types, then it fails.
Too messy.
I think this is where the problem's happening. Something about this and operator, which I don't fully remember, is not doing what I expect. Okay, let's try this again. So this should be walkable and pit. I'm going to make sure I save and validate that the tile data is set up correctly. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Still failing.
Hammer time. I don't know if I like all these black marks I made. They're too patterned. Oh, you know what? These just go away. All of them. I don't know how I feel about being mint green.
I don't think that's right. I would think more just like iron steel.
I agree. I have the grays and everything, but I kind of wanted to do a color tone just to have some contrast. Oh, that's still very bright. Oh, that's flesh colored. Want a flesh colored hammer?
No. I'm not even paying attention. Just no. Okay.
It's like warrior cross leveled into whatever it is that raises the dead. Necromancer. A warrior necromancer.
What is... Okay.
Parts are too shiny now.
Okay. I am not seeing the issue, but there's only a limited number of spots where it could be going wrong. So I'm going to put some breakpoints in here because I feel like it has to be somewhere where it's checking the validness of a tile. Because we're trying to move on to this location. So I guess I could start at the top and we can just work our way all the way down. So if we go to... Okay, actually, you know what? Even better. Let's start
This is
somewhere in the middle.
This is 36 hammer.
So if we try and move here, it's both pit and walkable, which should be valid. It is failing. Okay.
Okay, I want to put this into a scene so I can try and see if it works before I go ahead and use the Omni Weapon Absorb.
Sure. So you need to save that out as a new prop, right?
Gosh, I haven't done this for a hot minute, so we need to do P and G.
You gotta rename it, right? Because you don't want to save over the sword.
It is, and save this hammer.
Sorry.
I don't think I saved it as an ace sprite. That's the issue. Yeah, okay. Save it as ace sprite.
Okay.
That's my usual problem.
But you have a PNG of it.
I have the PNG of it. Alright. Whoops. Pause this. The waterfalls are running beautifully.
So what is that in forest? Where did that get saved to?
That's a good question. Let me just pull this up from either side. Yeah, forest. It's in deco. That's where the sword was.
Okay, that's fine. So if you do type in forest.
Was it G6 map?
I believe that's G7.
G7. Okay, I am there.
And then if you
Forest.
run create props on forest specifically.
Forest is there. And then I gotta do the weird thing with the inspector.
Okay.
I believe. I have to go in the game first. This one doesn't have a floor yet.
You're also not going to see it
No.
because you're getting to the cutscene before the adventurer perishes
Right.
and the hammer is left behind.
Right, so I need... Ugh. Every time. Okay. I need a debug system.
Well, go to scene. You can just add it into the scene. You don't have to have it in that specific moment.
Scene.
Scenes on the very bottom. No.
Oh,
the
okay.
actual tab. So you've created the prop, or at least you believe you have.
Yes.
So in order for it to show up, what do you need to do?
I need to click on this thing. Inspector?
No.
No.
You need those little green things,
This one, I need the green things.
but you're not going to place it there because that one is only going to show up at a very specific situation, which you don't have the debug set up for that.
No.
So go to a different one where you can see it.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm just gonna go on this side here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go over here so I don't trigger the cutscene. And then I literally just drop it in.
So
Billboards, front center.
so then go decor.
Core?
It was under the decor section,
Oh,
wasn't it?
decor. I apologize. I was so confused.
But it's not there.
no.
So that's because
I need to do the inspector thing, right? Was it inspector? Hierarchy? This thing.
perfect. And then now when you click on the green ones,
Yes. Oh, it's so big.
now is it floating?
It looks to be just, yeah, floating. It looks to be like a floating hammer.
Can we turn the camera a little bit? Okay. So that looks too big.
It is la massive.
Okay, let's run it. I think it's just a size problem that you've made it too large to begin with.
I want a dramatic hammer.
No, it's fair.
But you also should be like the everyday hero. I have mixed feelers.
Yeah, no, that might be a little too big.
Go on, buddy. Thor's hammer. Pick it up. Looks cool though.
Yeah, so can we also check how much transparency is at the bottom? So if you go into Sprite, you have 0, but it is just kind of the nature of how it's been built. Do you want this to actually be lying on the floor instead of a billboard?
Yes.
Because then this isn't a billboard, this is a decal, potentially.
Oh. I mean, I could do whatever, but this is easier for me to do in isometric, because doing it on the ground in isometric is going to be annoying.
For sure. So then...
Or standing up isometric, I should say.
Yeah, so I guess step 1 is you got to make it smaller. How big is this? What's the canvas size?
I went up to 30-36.
Yeah, you really shouldn't go more than 32-32 in most situations.
Woo!
And even before you do another detail pass, you could just bring that in and just see what that's looking like when it's crunched up, and then get an idea of scale before doing another pass on it.
Oh, you are so broken now, my friend. Let's see, you're actually okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so while you're working on that, I'm gonna go back to this point of view, and then I was debugging here to try and figure out what was going on. And so the valid flag is walkable, and we're checking to see if this tile has that flag, and it is failing. It is saying it does not. I would expect valid flag. Oh, is it an operation order issue? Oh, I think it's supposed to be the other way around. I bet you that's what the problem is. This is supposed to be does the tile type have the flag? Because this is walkable and this is technically 2 flags. And so valid tile type does not have these 2 flags. Yeah, I think this was written backwards. I think, okay, walking away and coming back definitely helped. So have I made that mistake in other locations? I have. So this also needs to be reversed. So this also needs to be, does tile type have the valid flag? This one's set up correctly. These all seem correct. Yeah, it looks like it was just these ones I set up incorrectly. Okay. Let's give that a shot, and let's see now if this can be both pit, which makes it have water, and also a bridge that is walkable. Hello to YouTube chat, and hello to Twitch chat.
Hey everybody.
Thanks folks for stopping in.
It's my giant hammer. It lured all the viewers.
Let me switch back.
I'm trying to shrink it now.
Did it not auto fix?
I did not, in fact. Which is... that's because I saved it as an ace rate.
Oh, you need to save out the PNG.
Such problems.
Okay. Let's see now.
Giant hammer time. Sorry.
Where
I just keep making noises.
Okay. That's hitting that breakpoint. Let's... Oh my goodness. Unity. Let's rerun and let's see if we can walk across now. And I need to... While you're resaving that, I'm going to just see whether or not this is working.
Oh, that's way more reasonable.
Oh no, you got there before me. Okay.
What'd I do?
Alright. Is it more reasonable?
It is still an excellently large hammer.
I feel like that's still a little too large to me.
Okay, if you are up against a demon lord, how big would you like your weapon? 'Cause I would like it ginormous. I will try a smaller one. Though I like this size, so I'm going to save it as another file.
Okay, this is now working. We are now able to walk across this. Okay, so we've got at least the logic set up better. Why do I see a giant manta ray?
I don't know.
Manta ray, or is that, what is that? It's not
That's
a manta ray.
oh,
Manta ray is the flat one. What am I? See, what is sea elephant? No.
What?
What is your background image?
It was a sea manta ray, or a sea manatee.
Manatee.
Yeah, they're so friendly. They're the mermaids of the ocean.
We operate our desktops differently. You let it do what it wants. Meanwhile, I'm like, here's a giant picture of the game we're working on for our background.
It brings me joy and inspiration. Now I can draw a manatee for our waters.
Yeah, for me, it's this background. You let it show whatever it wants. Okay, so this is walkable. I'm pretty happy with this.
It's a pretty good background, though, there, Toy. It's a pretty good background.
Yeah, well, it's because you drew it. So.
I know. I want like a rust color orange. I don't really have that.
Oh. Okay, well, what am I doing now? I think I've got your bridge set up. I think I have decals props set up correctly, and you can place them over river tiles.
Thank you.
It does all the things. So...
That's cool.
yeah. I guess I move on to the next bug.
Which is?
That is the question.
Ah! Everything went orange. Excuse me, stop.
I think I want...
Oh, it's so small now. It's the cutest little lad.
I'm blanking. We talked about this while we were doing dinner. What are the other two things I need to look at? There was the decal props.
The decal props was a big one. The motion you had ideas for when he's popping in and out of existence.
Let's dig into that.
But that one annoys me.
Let's see if we can fix the motion. Okay. I also do see in chat there's a comment about has flag not necessarily being the fastest way to check a bit mask. Normally write an extension function for the enum. I think that's fair. Definitely something I can write down as something to come back to. But for right now, I'm gonna let the functionality exist.
Let it be.
But it's a good note.
Let
Let's
it be.
Grab a piece of paper from the pile of papers.
Oh no, not the pile of papers. They're everywhere.
Investigate. Faster. Bitwise checking. I do kind of operate under the notion of optimize once you have a reason to optimize. I try to like be smart about the code, but also optimizing everything all the time
It's fun.
it's very fun. You're not wrong. Okay, so let's get this slime to appear, and then I want to just see what's going on. So we are moving smoothly, but it's when we have a second entity on the screen and we're both moving, our branching sequence step is not... Oh, it's not moving. Oh, I said that we might have broken the AI with the flag changes, and it looks like I have. Okay.
No, you've just made yourself more bugs.
I did make myself more bugs. Okay, see, this is good. We found a bug with the stuff I did. So
You do love your bugs.
what did I do specifically in this system? Somewhere in here, either in the AI navigation or AI evaluation or within the state machine, it is now no longer able to figure out that it can move between tiles. Could also be here in the patrol. Find path. So it could be something in here. Something about changing this to use the has flag stuff could have broken. I guess the easy thing for now is to just revert. If I go find these file changes and just revert them, I can just revert them slowly and figure out which one lets the enemy move again. Because this setup was only really to account for bridges, which this level doesn't have a bridge at this moment. Oh, what's the... Okay, we can still see your screen. Cool.
Me? My very yellow hammer? It looks like it's gold.
Why did you do that?
Because I thought it would be cool to have a gold hammer. But now I want to maybe do it like a little flesh colored, I guess. I don't like that. Is it the same? Did I mess up? Is that really? Jeez, that look close. Okay. Trim. 20 by 22. That's more reasonable, isn't it?
Okay, I'm going to discard these changes to the AI evaluation system. To the AI state machine. And the patrol system. We are looking for patrols. Why am I not seeing that script?
You scared it? 24 hammer. Oh,
I am not
right.
finding the
What?
changes I made to this one. Where is this file located? This is located in scripts, dungeons, characters, foes, state machines.
Hmm.
Scripts.
Okay. What do we think about this hammer? Besides it looking like a block of cheese.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something else.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. What do you...
Cheese hammer.
Still doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look
Is it
like...
too isometric? I feel like maybe the handle's a little off, but it's being a bother because of, you know, this isometric thing we got going on.
I'm wondering whether or not...
Different shape?
Yeah, I don't... Well, so I think the problem is the fact that you've built it so that it looks like it's lying on the ground, but it isn't. Like, you can see from the shadow, it's rised up. It's like
Risen.
it's going straight up. So you've built it so it should be laying flat, but it isn't laying flat. And the illusion, I think, is being a little broken by the shadow in this situation.
You know what? Maybe. I wonder.
That will probably look worse because you'll have more of a shadow, but give it a shot.
Oh, I need to save it properly. Not on my grass and dirt because I need to save as. Oh gosh, that's so bright. PNG. Yes, replace it. Yeah, now it looks like it's standing.
Yeah, that doesn't work either.
Fascinating.
Can we see the shadow on that actually? I'm just curious if the shadow looks worse.
Which one? Sorry.
Just either one. If you can just bring it back in. Yeah, it does have the casted shadow, like at Hero's feet there.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's been like stabbed into the ground at the base of it. Can we try doing the like sitting atop the top of its mace? I think your first version could work. Can we keep a copy of that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do another layer.
Yeah, if you can... Oh, you're just doing all of these as different layers?
Yeah, and then once we have a good one, we'll just add it up.
Because I think once I get the decal tech in, we could try drawing it as something that's flat on the ground. And I think that may work better. Oko on Twitch chat is asking, what pixel art software is that?
It's A-Sprite.
Yeah, A-Sprite, which is, I think spelled...
A-S-E-P-R-I-T-E.
There, I have also posted it in chat as well. A-Sprite's real good.
It's so powerful.
No worries.
Love A-Sprite to bits.
How's Oko today? Good to see you return. Looks like it's been 2 weeks since The follow, appreciate you stopping back in. Okay. I'm still trying to find this last file. Oh, unless this file wasn't changed. Maybe this is how it always was set up? Oh, it could be that. I don't think I changed every set of flags. Just learning Rust right now. Why does the Rust sound so familiar? What is Rust used for? Is that a gaming...
Rust is a game, isn't
No,
it?
no, but as a language, I think, is it a web development thing? Why does it sound so familiar? Low-level programming language alternative to C. Okay. Very cool.
Good job. Expand your horizons. I'm trying a different perspective just because I found a reference and I'm like, let's just try this because the one you're asking for, I can't find any reference for.
Okay.
And it's breaking my brain.
No, that's fair. Drawing it in ISO can be difficult sometimes. I've tried reverting a bunch of the changes I've made and the slime is still not moving around.
You know what? I think it's literally my angle. I just can't be drawing this far. I need to be drawing...
Because you need to think about it like...
Like that. Like, it's flat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tricky. I think because you're trying to draw it like it's on the ground, I think it will kind of need to be a decal. Because the version I want where it's like standing upright, like with the handle straight up into the air,
yeah,
that version feels like it's a prop. Like it should be facing towards the camera. But every version you're doing is...
grounded.
It feels like it should be printed onto the floor. Again, not a bad thing. I just only got the tech together for you now, and I don't really feel like sending that over midstream right now.
No, that'd be too dramatic for all people involved.
I can't figure out, is it the movement of the character has been busted?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think I finally see what you mean by Thor's hammer.
You found a reference?
Honestly, Minecraft builds, yo. I think I found the perfect reference.
1 second. I realized I haven't been drinking water.
Did we get a hydrate?
Yeah, no, we did not get a hydrate, but I am going to hydrate.
Oh, it's Dusted Ham in the building.
All right, Drixy died of coughing, but we're back.
Sorry. It was a dihydrate.
Okay, so where are we? I'm a little bit confused. I think whatever I did to make it so that you can walk across the bridge with it being both a pit and walkable tile has like fundamentally broken the AI's movement system. So I'm gonna just revert a bunch of these file changes because I understand what I need to do. In fact, I'm also gonna just snip all of this reference find so that I have an idea of what I did. So I'm gonna grab a copy of this. I'm gonna keep this backed up over here, and I'm gonna keep that off to one side. And then I'm gonna revert all these files because I want to take a look at what's going on with the AI.
The AI that you killed?
Because I'm not sure why
Whoops.
those changes are broken. Okay, let's see now with that reverted, can we see the AI pathing again?
We got another hydrate. Am I gonna die again? They're trying to kill me.
Just don't choke. It's fine.
I can't control it.
Double dose of water.
Did not die.
Did not die. Okay, what point? I can't keep track. Which view? Okay, we have it on my view. So we are having the cutscene. Yeah, and so by reverting specifically the sections of code for the movement and for the tile checking system, something about these were blocking the enemy. I should have done these in stages. I should have reverted the movement and then these ones separately to try and narrow it down.
Is that right? Perspective. Heck.
I'm gonna add these ones back. I'm curious, just through trial and error, if we can figure out what's happening here. So this should read as if flag does not. Oh, that should be valid flag, I think. Does not contain valid flag. And this one was originally a bitwise operator instead of the flags. Maybe it's something about that. The logic is not the same. Oh, I could see that. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what that does. Again, it's been a while since I've done any bitwise operators, but I feel like maybe I'm misunderstanding what that conditional is saying. So if we put this back to this, yeah, so it is the movement change. And I'm assuming that's a walking character. So if we just revert this back to this, does the enemy move around again? Yeah. Okay, so that's the problem. The problem is that this is not equivalent. Oh, what did...
Dustin Ham has a...
An explanation?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to
Smart
get
talk
back
stuff.
to where we were. Okay, so this was the original. Mash checks if the flag is set. Equal would be the only thing set.
Over my head.
The mask plus flag not equals 0 checks the flag is set. Equal is the only thing set. So then the question is, okay, so these two things are not equivalent, is I guess the thing. I was assuming this meant if the tile type masked with the valid type equals 0, that meant it didn't find that type and return false. Equal would mean it wasn't set. So then would these expressions be equivalent then? That can't be right either. Because the point of this is If the tile is occupied, return false. So this is a expansion search that says search outwards unless one of these things like exit us. So this should be saying if the tile is not valid. So if it doesn't contain the valid tiles, then we should exit. But I guess that's early outing. We can take a look at the enum.
Oh shoot, one of my hammers is behind a bush.
Oh, maybe it's because one of my that it might be set to none. Could that be causing weird issues? Because I know that the data is correct here because the player is able to walk around fine. The player can move between tiles without issue. But for this slime, which I believe is this one, what is its movement set up with? That's going to be under here, I think. Walk movement. Oh, valid types are walkable and pit for this enemy. This is because originally this was a bat. This was originally a flying enemy when I had set this up at some point. So I think this has the opposite problem. So I think this is saying then that the tile type has to have the flag, but it has to have the flags of valid tile types, but valid tile types is both walkable and pit. So it doesn't have both of those flags, so it's failing. Meanwhile, this one is checking to see if it has at least one of those flags. And if one of those flags is true, or if neither of those flags are, it checks against both flags, and if it's not found, it then returns false. Okay. So I guess this is the problem with the has flag operation as well, is it's not like allowing us to do these types of operations when we don't know which one is the multi-use flag. Because in the last situation we ran into, I had to change these around because this one had multiple flags, but in this situation, this one has multiple flags. So has flag is kind of unreliable if you're going to have them alternate, I guess. Yeah, okay. I already have a note to look at writing an extension, but this definitely reinforces that. So for now, I think this was never the problem with being able to walk across tiles. So we will leave this in this state. I'm going to, in fact, just make sure that I'm putting it back to what it was and revert the movement tiles. So we're going to discard these changes again. But I am actively going to fix these ones. So that's correct. I think these ones we realized had to be the other way around. I had reverted this change. Okay, same thing here. So just redoing this work one last time. No. And why are you complaining all of a sudden? Oh, because I put tile in front of it. Okay, and then this needs to be set up the same way. This is a not equal. Yeah, so we're just going to refix all this, and we will look at building an extension to do more of what I want. Because I guess the function I want here is not has flag, it's like contains flag. But I will write my own version of that. Oh, Oko, thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Oko.
Cool. So then, same thing here, and Same thing here. All the same things. Just putting this code back. Oh, what are you up to? Are you working on floors now?
Yeah, I had some cool hammers, but you were busy, so I was just like, it's okay.
I appreciate you. Do you want to show the hammers now?
I really, really do. I like them.
Okay, I will
Big
try.
smash.
I will try and like them too.
All right, well, this is going to be bad if you don't like any of them, but I have many varieties. Weary traveler, would you like to see my wares?
Oh, you placed them.
I did. So I got 2 varieties of cheese hammers. And I got 2 big boys, and this is a Thor hammer over here.
Yeah, I think the Thor hammer is the one that I was looking for, to be
I
honest
agree.
with you.
Honestly, it does look very good in the dirt.
Well, it's the perspective of it too.
This perspective, though, works as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one
All
is...
this others, I completely agree. I do think I can use these ideas for, like, if we have a general's armory break-in or some scene cool thing like that. And you could get kind of intimidated because these weapons are bigger than you, which I think would be really badass. But yeah, the Thor or the baby cheese. Either of these guys. I don't really want to rip off Thor's hammer too much, though.
No, I don't think it needs to be Thor's hammer per se, but I think it's about the perspective. It's the way that our billboards lie. Like, figuring that out is going to be the trick. And I think that you've nailed it. I think that's much closer to what we're trying to achieve, I think.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. This one is the worst. I don't know. Really, I can't. It's just bad.
But I do think that your 2 last ones are definitely the closest. So I can see either or. I do like the newest one, mostly because it fits with the sword that we already had. And again, once you add a couple of pieces of grass or some pebbles and stuff in front of it, it'll feel way more like it's just sitting in the dirt.
It's a very dramatic death this person had to throw their hammer in the ground this hard.
Well,
I like the story it tells.
Again, we could tilt it more if we want, but...
No.
Okay. I think it's also fine because, like, it's not a huge prop. It is a big deal because it will be a skill pickup for the character, and we want to make sure that it's something that grabs your eye, which I think it does with its color palette currently.
I do need to work on the handle. I think that just blends in way too much. But, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Again, we can use other props to layer in order to try and make it pop as well. But yeah, agreed.
That works.
I think that works. So now you're just working on some floors?
Yeah, the empty floors have now officially very bothered. I'm very bothered by, as we got the first couple working, and these guys are not pretty yet. Plus, I have my floor design idea I wanted to do. But first, I was just playing with making the floor actually look like something nice.
Cool. While you were showing me that, I did test, and I did break the...
You weren't paying undivided attention? I'm sorry.
Okay, well, listen. So I do think I need to make that utility now. It's just not working. So I need to write a utility function to check maskings of bitmasked operators. So we have a utils function, which mostly does a lot of addressable stuff, but I'm going to, I guess, first check to make sure we don't already have something in here for this, and I don't think so. No. So I'm going to add another function in here, public, static, and then this is going to exit out a bool, and then it is contains flag. Is flag the right term for this? What is the... Yeah, it is a flag. It's troublesome because we use flag for other terminologies. So I think I will preface enum flag. And now I'm going to have this take a type, I think, because I need to genericize this.
Oh.
And so this can be enum 1 and enum 2. And then this needs to return something, so for now we're just going to do that. Okay, and then enum contains flag. This we know works. This is actually functional. So what if we just do enum 1 mask against enum 2? It doesn't like that because it doesn't know. It doesn't know that it has that attribute. Where T enum? It's still not going to be smart enough. The other option is, instead of trying to make something generic, we could just make a specific util just for this one. Because I'm assuming if I just did that, yeah, no more errors. Does that work? So if we mask enum 1 and enum 2 and we get 0, that means that there was no flags in common between the two enums. But if any one flag is correct, then we know that enum 1 is contained in enum 2 in some regard. I think this might be all we need for now. Can we do... Can we do this as a this operator? What's the syntax for that again? Sequences. Sequence builder?
Excuse me.
That is the trouble with you not being in control of the mic.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I tried hard to hide.
You can do this tile type. Got it. This. I see. Okay. So then, if we come back over here, we can just do dot enum. It is not figuring it out. Why is that failing? Does not definition. feel like that should be working. I'm going to dig into it off camera at a later point. For now, we can just do this the traditional way and just do utils. It is possible that it is a containings issue. Ooh, interesting. Ah, there's a conflict between tile types. There is a Unity engine variant and there is a core variant.
Ooh. Sorry.
No, that's a fun ooh. So I think this needs to be core dot in order for it to know which one we're trying to do. And then this should work now. And that's the reason why it wasn't working the first time, because it wasn't recognizing it as the same type. So now if we just do this, now it works correctly. So if the tile type enum contains flag walkable, that's incorrect. This needs to be a not. If it does not contain walkable. Okay, same thing here, except we want this to be checking the valid flags. That's a bug with jump. Okay. And then here, this now gets changed to same logic, but we use my variation. Like so. Because my variation is not a direct comparison, it is at least one must be true, which is the type of behavior I want. So it is just a clear upgrade over has flag for my purposes specifically.
G5, G5.
This could also be combined instead of using two different statements. And then that should be fine. Okay. Assuming everything else there is correct, let's give that a shot and see if the character can move around, or the enemy can move around, and we'll go back to the previous scene and make sure we can still walk across the bridges that are also pits. Okay.
Are they now deadly bridges?
Are they what?
Deadly.
I don't think they're deadly.
I made a surprise in G5. Ha! Surprise. Oh no! There's a slime. I have no weapons. I will die.
Let me switch over to your perspective.
Oh no! You're gonna watch me die? Oh no! There's two of them! I am weak! I am squishy! I don't have debug on. Whee! Like my sporadic tiles that are kind of like in there.
I can't quite make them out. Is it just like baked into the floor?
Yeah, they're just runic tiles.
Can you zoom in a bit more? ×4?
Yeah. They're kind of covered by slimes right now. It's
Yeah,
fun, eh?
I like that. I like that a lot. It's just meant to be like old runic kind of pieces.
Yeah, like ancient road that's been reclaimed by the earth.
Cool. No, I like that a lot. You were working on some runic props at some point as well, weren't you?
Yeah, but those weren't the vibe that we ended up like agreeing on. So I wanted to see what you thought of this.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
No, I think we went a lot more. We got a lot more aligned on what we were expecting. So yeah, this is fun. Except for the two slimes are trying to murderize me.
So if you want to hit stop, you can also just turn off the two slimes, and then they won't.
Yes, I mean I could do that.
They're
or I could just suffer.
Ones. Or you can just suffer. That's also fair.
Or I could just suffer. No, but for real, how do I do that again?
click on the little pink indicators in the scene section down below.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just hit the check mark at the very top. And then if those objects are not turned on, and then you just have to make sure you save, and then it won't. They won't be in the scene anymore.
Huzzah!
Just don't check that in, please. But otherwise, cool.
I mean, if I check it on an accident, you know how to fix my issues.
The slime is also moving around with that utility function we set up for checking the flags. So that is working, and then I'm gonna just walk into the next scene. I'm gonna go back to ×2 as well. I won't zoom in as much. And then can I still walk across this bridge? I can, so that is also still working. Cool. So we have fixed up our tile systems. Now I want to take a look at the bug that I originally was going to take a look at before I kind of ran into all these problems. Switch up the background again. We have a problem, which is that when the character moves while the enemy's on screen, there's a little bit of a flicker where the character pops for just a single frame. It's not
the most annoying frame of my life.
So what's happening, just to review, is that inside of... I'll leave your video up as well. The inside of the turn order system, when we go to combine turn state, inside of here, if there is only a single action being taken, it just adds that sequence directly to the sequence steps. But if there are multiple sequences that can happen simultaneously, they get added to this branch sequence step. And the branch sequence step will fire off a sequence for each of those individuals. So for the hero's walk and the slime's walk, they both get kicked off as individual sequences. And then this branch sequence waits until all sequences are complete. Once we are out of sequences, it returns true and we move forward. The problem is that there is a 1 frame delay from the sequence step saying that it is done, and this wait until actually happening. So if I look at the frame count here, and I look at the frame count for the walk movement, I have a debug in here. Once it says it's done with its walk, which is essentially the end of that sequence, it takes 1 frame before the branch sequence step decides to say, oh yeah, we've got everything clear. So the problem is we need a way for this branch sequence step to be updated immediately. Because technically speaking, at the moment that move... Well, even more so than that, I believe if we look here at M is complete, we should be hitting this location immediately, and then it takes 1 frame after this for branch sequence to realize that it's happened. Because it seems like it's almost like an order of operations issue. Like if I could guarantee that the sequence had completed before we got here, I feel like we would be able to control this better. The thing I wanted to look into was exactly when do we get out of the movement. So inside of, where did the walk go? Here. If inside of walk, I want to add some breakpoints in here again at this location and at this location. And I want to see exactly when do we lose control. So if I walk here, we hit the walk for first the slime, because the slime is slightly faster than our hero. And then we hit the walk here, which is on frame, let's say 31. And then we hit this one on 32. So there is our 1 frame difference. So if we move again, we know the first one is going to be the enemy. The second one will be the hero, 42. So if we step forward, we're checking for any responses. It doesn't have any. The traversal is now done. We're now in the move to tile. This should all still be in 42. So it is finished doing this yield return here. We are past this point. Now we're into this sequence step, which has, to be fair, 26 things it's doing. The last of which is move to, and then it has a print. Oh, could that print be causing our problem? Does the print actually... Oh, wow. This has a return null, though. So that means that it shouldn't yield return on it. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then it sets it to complete. At this point, we should still be on the same frame. This is just skipped over to a different sequence step. Contextual move. Okay. So now it's finishing up the actual ability. So this is the ability sequence step. An ability sequence step just basically contains an ability inside of it. The ability had the 26 actual steps to it. Now we're hitting here, but aren't we now... Oh, we're still in the same frame. Whoa.
It sounds like you're solving stuff over there.
It sounds like it. What is it waiting on? So we did get into this spot on the same frame. We just didn't get into the build count being 0. So one of these is still active. Yeah, that's fine. What is... Oh. I'm glad I debugged through this before writing some crazy code. So I think what's happening is we only remove once. This should be a loop through all of our builds and try to remove as many that are complete as possible, because it looks like what's happening is the other sequence that's queued up here that hasn't been flagged as complete, which is complete, is the AI, the ability step move for the AI, because it doesn't do a complex move. The AI just does a basic one. Yeah, it's hard to tell from here, but this is the AI. I'm pretty positive of it. So I need this to check against all of them. Would that fix it? So what does that look like? So for each of the sequence builders, which are a list of sequence builders. So for each of the sequence builder in sequence builders, we want to check to see if that sequence builder is complete. If sequence builder is complete. And then if it is complete, we want to add that to a list to remove, I guess is probably the simplest way to do this. Sequence builder list to remove. I don't love having to initialize this list every time we come into this wait until. So probably fair to just slap it up here for the time being, just so that we're not reinitializing this data every single time. And then we can just make sure that it is initialized once here. And then this just needs to make sure it's getting cleared before we do anything in this wait until. And then here we can add any sequences. And then we just need to loop through a second time, which I hate the fact that I have to do 2 loops for this, but I think it's the simplest approach. For each of the sequence builders to remove, we need to dot remove this. What did I mess up? That looks right. What's the comment in Twitch chat? Dustin Ham is saying to remove question mark equals new list. Otherwise, you'll reinitialize it. It could also use a list pool. I don't fully follow, but I believe you. Is that like a syntax I'm not familiar with? I'm not familiar with that. I think this should function though. Basically, we're going to create the list, we're going to clear it, which honestly the clear is necessary because this is essentially a loop. So every time we come in here, we need to make sure we clear it from the previous run. And then here we're going to go through all of the sequence builders. If any of those sequence builders are complete, we're going to add it to the list to remove. Then we're going to loop through the remove. I feel like there's a better variable name here. No, I don't like that.
Oh.
This is wordy, but sure. We're gonna then take this remove sequence builder object and we're gonna remove it from the main list. And then if the list is empty after going through all of this, aka its count is 0 for the primary list, then we will say we're true and move on. And this might just work then?
He did it.
I don't know. I felt like this was going to be more complicated because it was going to be... There still might be a chance that the fact that we got in there on the same frame is a... like, just the way that it decided to run the coroutines. Like, I'm not sure if it's predictable that, like, it's going to hit the... if it's going to hit the weights in the correct order. AKA hit the branch after it's decided to run the coroutine for the walk. I need to disable all of my breakpoints. Just for now. Because we're going to hit them every single time we move. And we want to actually get the enemy on screen and moving around. And I guess we can just check to see if there's any glitchiness. No, that looks fixed.
Well done.
Okay. I think there's some cleaner ways to do the list management to loop through and make sure we're checking all of them. But
it works.
But I think that is now having it so every time we finish moving, we finish the branch on the same frame. So we should be able to see that in here somewhere. Completed branch step on 4215. Completed walking on 4215. So it is now happening on the same frame. And then we are hitting all of this information on 4215. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there's an optimization there because I agree with Dustin Ham in Twitch chat that there's a lot of list initial allocation, but yeah, it works. But nothing else, if nothing else, it proves that there's not a greater like coroutine race issue, it seems like. And so the main thing here is as long as the actions in the list are all shorter than the character's movement, then movement can be continuous. Essentially, the moment that the sequence ends for movement, you can immediately start moving, and this creates this kind of like fluidness where we're kind of looping through the animation over and over again, but there's never any break. It just keeps going. That's a huge win, actually. I've been stuck on that one for a while, and it's weirdly annoying. Like, you can feel the pop of that one frame. It just feels like the whole game is being slowed down so much. But now we can move with an enemy on screen without there being any kind of issue. You can still kind of recreate it if you, like, you know, alternate tabbing. You can kind of create the same pop effect, but like, there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, getting these to be simultaneous is huge. Especially when we start getting into having multiple enemies on screen simultaneously. Ooh, there was a little bit of a pop there. Again, sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not that's the system being broken, though, or whether or not that's me holding the button incorrectly. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's an interesting edge case I hadn't thought about. That cutscene was for showing the adventurer being trapped, but we spent so much time wandering around testing the movement that the adventurer had died before we even got here. So this cutscene shouldn't trigger if the adventurer is already dead. That's an easy thing to set up in our cutscene flag system, but I just hadn't considered that edge case. Okay, so let's grab this. I just want to see what this feels like when we get two slimes on the field at the same time. I need to flip that Omni Weapon Absorb too, or figure out a way to make it so that you have to interact with it from the specific angle. Okay. That's feeling good. Now this room will have two slimes in it, so if we come up here, slime 1, slime 2. Yeah, that's feeling much better. That we're definitely like slowed down by them doing their like runs. I don't think they should move over pits either, but at least now I know that bug is just literally a data problem. But yeah, that feels super fluid, like way different. Like it's just a one frame change, but just that fix of that bug makes it so that it feels way more snappy as we're moving around. We get locked out of moving when the enemies like are chasing and have to perform their attacks. That's going to always kind of keep us from taking an action. But when nothing's stopping us, the fact that we can move a couple of tiles in a row is definitely very helpful in making it feel more fluid. Cool. Drixy, how's it going over on your side?
I got some floors.
You working on some floors?
I'm just doing floors. It's therapeutic. I made some more roonies. Just little floors. Let's see it in action. We did like a cheese stick. Oh, hello, manatee.
You gotta change it to woods.
Oh, yeah.
To run the processor. And then which room was that you were working on?
Like a G6.
Okay.
Also known as cheese stick.
Okay. Scene loader, yeah.
I love your new scene loader.
You want to scale it up
cool.
so people can see it behind your head?
Wee.
You can click all those buttons and you go to that,
Boop, boop,
that
boop,
scene.
boop, 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 boop. It's like DDR before our game. Also, this is hidden. You, the player, don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
It is a secret, but okay. Let's see your next floor.
Like a cheese stick. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. I'm
Just here living my best life.
I know.
Singing about cheese sticks. Oh, you go from in this room. Look at all these woods. It's kind of like too cluttery.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's going to be hard for you to tell without actually getting in and seeing it. But
I
yeah,
don't hate it.
this one is very...
It's very busy with all the bushes.
Yeah, this one's meant to be very much a crossroads. Yeah, it's not bad.
I kind of like, actually, I didn't even intend this, but this big road part is in the center of the crossroads, so that kind of works. And this path literally lures the player down to the correct path.
I'm potentially going to edit this one a little bit more, so I'm sorry you're going to have to tweak it a bit.
That's
but
fine.
I've been thinking about this one a lot, is that I originally had built it up so that you're led more towards the top left, but I want you to come down to the top right first, and so I actually want to carve out some of those stones right above Hero right now and make it so it's more like a triangle, so it's easier to be kind of pushed down into this section opposed to coming directly across and into that top area.
So you want to travel this way?
Yeah, I'm going to probably add some more floors in there, which will probably have to cut out those trees so that you can see the rocks behind them. But
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, this is fairly easy for me to do. Honestly, it's most of these are just copy and paste once I design one.
yeah.
I just kind of flip it horizontally, vertically, make it look a little different.
Yeah,
but it's all the same.
But those floors help so much with like breaking
I
it
don't
up
like it, right? I don't
instead of
like
having the
this.
solid brown.
I don't like whatever's on top of this. I don't know if that's me or props.
Which one?
Oh, hello. This. I don't like this dark leaf right there. I'm gonna fix that. This dark leaf gotta go.
I'm gonna fight these two slimes. I want to see what it's like to actually not just run away from them, but actually engage in combat.
It seems like a good idea, seeing as combat's a big part of our game.
Well, I'm getting beaten up by them, but I got through it.
There you go. Good job.
I don't have combat saving though, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a feature I realized I have kind of overlooked, but I would like to have it so that when you kill the slimes, they remain dead until the next time you appear. Ooh, I broke it. I'm not sure how.
You broke it?
Yeah, I think I hit defend into attack, and it's now frozen. That's funny.
Oh, I don't feel like doing any more woods. There's so many woods. You make so many maps.
Yeah, there's a lot more maps to make.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different floors. We are at the 2-hour mark. How are you feeling?
I think I just want to design a lily pad.
Yeah, okay.
I think I just need a little lily pad.
You want to work on one lily pad before calling it this evening?
I just want to work on a little lily pad.
Okay, that's fair.
Is it? How big are my tiles? I'm going to open a water tile. How are you doing over there?
Good. I think I've solved most of the problems that I was running into. There is some animation stuff, but I'm going to look at that off camera because I think I know what that is. At this point, the only other thing that we had on the agenda today was to take a look at
Oh, that's
the skill tree, I think. Because we've got your decal props more figured out. I still think there's some like the technology, the feature set is there. There's like some design questions about how we set these up, which are kind of separate but also important.
Brian, where did you save the water tile that is just a water tile and not like a meta or
That
a
one-
JSON?
That one needs to be like looked at. That's not functional.
Okay.
Why? What do you need the water tile for?
I was gonna draw a lily pad on top of it and use it as a layering tool.
I think you'd have to draw it on the floor, but you're just saying you want to have some water underneath.
It was mostly just for space. How big is it?
Yeah, so it would be 32 by 32, but
Okay.
I would just try it. I would just draw it on and see what happens. Because I'm not even 100% sure that if you modify like a lily pad in the transparent area, if it'll render correctly over top the water. I think it will.
Watch me do this and then discover a whole buttload of bugs, and then you're gonna be like, well, I guess I'm not sleeping tonight.
No, I mean, there's no constraint or timeline really, so it's not a huge deal, but I'd rather find out the bugs now than later.
This is fair.
But yeah, if you just paste a lily pad into one of the floors, we should be able to see what it does relatively quickly.
I'm just gonna do just a lily pad.
I guess I can start looking at the skill stuff while you're doing your lily pad. So in here, let's go.
They are kind of just like circles with a little zip cutout. I like it.
So I had removed 2 nodes here and here, and those nodes caused all the indices of the other ones to change, essentially. So this is indice 1, but there used to be a 0 here. 2, this is 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is now missing because I've deleted it. Starting node used to be able to go up to 0, but if I change that to -99, it should make it invalid. And then it'll just have a right index, and then down index should be -99 as well. I'm curious if I save ability data, load bash, load slash, did that save correctly? It did not. Yeah, there's some fundamental issues with the way that we keep track of node data. And I bet you that's because it has to be saved in the template. Bash, load the bash ability, and then load slash. Did it save now? It did. Okay, so it's in the template that needs to be modified. My second question is, by getting rid of index 0, does this index actually matter? Or is this now actually index 0 even though the data says that it's 1? That's the other thing I want to check. What's going to be the easiest way to test this? I guess it's to pick up the sword, fight a couple of slimes, and then end the run, and then we should be able to level up slash. Thanks for stopping by, Dustin Ham.
Maybe.
Hope you have a good evening. Appreciate the feedback also. There's some solid feedback stuff there. So I need to basically hit 4 times, I think, for the first skill upgrade. Are you just making a decal for your lily pads to start? Yeah. Or is that...
I'm going to try and do one flowered one. But it's a different layer, so they're not all flowered.
But that's not on the floor, though, is it?
Or what?
It needs to be on the floor.
Yeah, it's going to be on the water.
Takes 6 hits to level up the first time. But that's an individual file.
I don't understand.
It's going to need to be on, like, the G7 floor in order to actually show up.
Oh, well, I'm doing it here first, then I'll add it to G whatever.
Okay. That was the part I was having trouble communicating. Is that, like, you're making it in its own file. Yeah, so we went from... Yeah, even though we say that we want to go from this one over to here, it's actually skipping to this one because it's missing a number. So the indices don't line up. Even though they have indice values, it doesn't even use those. It actually just uses the child index, it seems like. This is probably something I'm going to end up not being able to finish on stream, and I'll end up doing potentially later. The other option is that rather than modify this to work, I could just, instead of having deleted these 2 entries, thus causing the indice problems, I could just regenerate the whole map. Because we have this TSV template system So if I look up the TSV folder, if I can type infinite retries variation, there should be some different skill maps in here. Yeah, this is the one. Open up VS Code. So this is the initial template that we use, which is the same layout. But if we just remove this one and this one, and then I might just save as this as a new one, and we'll call this /TSV. Now slash is here. If we come into here and we do TSV name / generate template from TSV, and then save this out as the /template, can I now load the / ability? I can, because everything was the same spot, but now this should be index 0. Okay. So that did work. By regenerating the whole map, it functioned, but it only really worked because they were all in the same position. Like all the nodes were in the same spots. It's just a question of how much I want to build up my editor tool for modifying skill trees, because I don't think skill trees are going to modify that often, and they're relatively straightforward to change and build. So I think it's likely fine if I need to regenerate the template every time from a TSV rather than editing it in scene. How are your lily pads coming along?
I think that's really pretty. Look at my flower. It's very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna... And then... this one with the bridges. Save. This one was F7.
Yeah, this is working now.
Woo woo!
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so there's either a bug here in terms of making this editor better, or I just accept that I need to regenerate these from scratch every time I want to change the layout. It's hard to say. All right, that's probably it for me. Let's see these things.
See these things? Excuse me, they are works of art?
I'm sorry, these tiles.
Oh, cutscene. I gotta go around to get my lily pads.
I guess that is a little weird though, only in that the tiles come up individually.
Why is that weird?
Well, because they're floor tiles, it meant that you got like half a lily pad to appear for a moment there. Like if you restart and rerun through.
The lily pads did go down like you predicted though. That's awesome.
Say what?
The lily pads did attach themselves to the water, which is awesome. Pulled that one out.
Yeah. Well, it's just...
I did not believe you.
It's an overlay over top of the actual, like, water. Yeah, see how there's, like, half a lily pad there? And that
I
one
think that's fine.
Okay.
Minor.
It's just a question of these could be decal props instead. So instead of drawing them directly on, That bridge does look really good, by the way.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks like it's actually wood planks. I'm just gonna toot my own horn a little bit there. I do want to see a little bit of motion with the lily pads, though. I feel like those should also be an anim prop.
Yeah, so if they're an anim prop, then they're definitely not going to be baked into the floor then.
No.
So my push originally was this should be on the floor, but I actually, the more we talk about it, the more I realize these actually probably should be props.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially if you want them to have some motion associated with them.
Look how pretty my flower is, though.
Your flower is very pretty.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. But I think that, yeah, the water also needs a pass, too. Technically, that's some, like, really old water that you had made originally for Air of Embers. And
Yeah, we need to do, oh, pardon my yawn. I think actionable water that has the each of the coordinates, like north, south, east, west, or whatever, with like touch ripples, and then the middle of it just open. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, and you can place them accordingly. Because the water we have right now, it's supposed to be like free flowing, so it's kind of just going into nowhere. I don't know if I'm using my words right.
Yeah, I get it. I get the problem. I don't necessarily fully understand the solution, but I think we can figure it out.
I think it's just tile placement, and it's gonna be a pain in the boot.
That honestly, I haven't been able to see up close. I full screened the OBS preview so I can better see. But like that looks way better once you zoomed out again. Like the whole bottom section here with like the grass and the actual like textured floor, that looks so much better. I forgot how much of a big deal just you doing a floor pass does.
Yeah.
In terms of making these spaces feel just so much more interesting to look at.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of concerned that some of these spaces feel a bit boring to explore.
Yeah, well, they weren't interesting yet.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like having the actual art be more interesting really helps with the monotony of walking through some of these, I think.
I almost feel like we just need a prop animator for everything now that it's just like having a little bit of motion just really makes sense. And I don't want to have everything animating, but it's gonna be tough.
Having some of the bushes have like a little bit of like wind rustling through their leaves.
Exactly. Can we do a shader for that? Like, is that a thing we can just kind of fake it?
No, each one will need to be its own animation right now.
I don't like that.
I don't really want to go too crazy on the shader work. We're kind of hitting some graphical performance issues. I'd rather take the memory hit on having some sprite sheets, but
that's a to be determined / discussed / how much art do we need to do versus just a shader.
Yeah, 100%.
There's only one of me.
Well, the nice thing though is, so I will say the shader is not easy. You seem to be implying that doing a bit of a shader texture would make it quite simple.
Well, I know it's not simple, but it's a complicated problem or doing like 8 frames for everything. Well, I guess only 3 frames, but still, that adds up.
No, it does. But I will say that, again, if it was just on like 1 or 2 grass tiles, we can reuse those across many different rooms.
We have some already. Oh, he's popping on my end. I'm so excited you fixed that.
Yeah.
So excited.
Can you feel the stop and momentum too? Like,
yes.
It's so hard to communicate, but like when you're playing it, you can feel him stop. And that one frame feels like it's not a big deal, but it just feels like it.
We're very in tune with inconvenience as humans.
Well, I think that I'm not going to harp on it too much, but it does feel like with this being a time loop type experience thing we're doing, like having movement feel at all cumbersome while re-exploring areas is going to kill it.
Yeah, no, movement needs to be fluid and interesting.
Yeah. All right. I think we're coming to an end here, though. It has been a good Sunday. Thank you for joining me for this Sunday double streams.
Me.
Hopefully we can work out one of these in the future again, but in the near time, for the time being, it will likely still just be me most of the time. But every Sunday, I'm trying to do a dev stream from 2 to 4 PST and from 6 to 8 PST. The Discord's a great place to keep an eye on any impromptu streams. I'd say that every week, but so far I have not found time to do an impromptu stream.
Winter's coming, which means there'll be more Drixy action.
Yeah, I mean, I think... Oh, you're saying there'll be more time for you to be around?
Yes, when the weather goes bad, I become an indoor cat.
Yeah, we'll get more art for sure. But I think that I think I'm just trying to say I'll be around Sundays. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to plug the things. Discord, check it out if you want to know things. And
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Oh my god, we actually said that though.
Oh my god.
We've never said that before.
Okay, well you said it, and then
I started it.
Okay, we're gonna call it here. Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.
For now, this will be Tolhi signing out. Later,
And
folks.
Drixy signing out.
Are you trying to take my outro?
Yes.
No.
Oh.